Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott, and you, my dear little knucklehead, you've wandered onto the #1 prog rock channel on all of YouTube. Oh, yes, indeed. Lucky you. Oh, and today I've got a good one for you. You clowns know how much I love Ameriprog. American prog is some of my favorite music ever written, and it's completely underrated. You know what I'm talking about. Bands like Mirthrander, bands like Starcastle, Cathedral, Yezda Urfa, and you can add another one to your list right now, buddy boy. You most certainly can. The band is Pre. And they dropped this album. Well, it actually never was released in 1973 when it was recorded, but I've got three of the band members here today: Alan Collinsworth, Larry Collinsworth, Steve DeMoss, three of the masterminds behind this hidden gem of American prog rock. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey,
you can blame us for that album.
Oh man, I am so happy that Case PQR, probably my favorite label in the world. And no, it has nothing to do with the fact that they send me every single piece of vinyl that they release. No, that's got nothing to do with it at all. Oh, well, maybe it's got a little something to do with it. But I absolutely adore this. I remember encountering you guys back in like 92. I think the album actually got a CD release, right?
Yes.
And that's where I first came across you guys. I never thought I'd see the day that there'd be a vinyl release with an even cooler album cover, by the way. Just amazing artwork. I love it. Let's go back to 1973. Let's talk about forming a prog rock band in Kentucky. That doesn't even make any sense. Talk to me about the origins of Pre, how you guys formed, and how this absolutely stone cold masterpiece came about, because you guys were only together for like a year, right?
Less than a year, really.
Less than a year. Wow.
By the end of the summer, it was over.
So how'd you guys meet? Well, I know how Al and Larry met. I think I understand that connection, but the rest.
Al and I were in Pennsylvania. We were playing in a band that played in New Jersey and several different states around that area and the coast. And the band was breaking up. I'll put it that way. So we decided to go down to Kentucky, where we're actually from, Ashland, and had a friend that introduced us to some people, and we met Brian on the way there, and we got together, jammed in Dwight's parents' basement, the drummer, and it just went very well, and we decided, well, let's try this. Let's try to do this. So in 5 weeks, we had written most of the material. We had rehearsed it, recorded it, and started shopping it on 5 weeks, which to me was pretty amazing.
Especially at our age.
So on the album, you've also got, who not with us today, Brian Paulson on keyboards and Dwight Dunlop on drums, right?
Yes.
And how long did it take to write this material? And who's responsible for this? Is it collaborative?
I guess it's all of the above.
Yeah.
Al and I had actually had some songs we were working on starting to write together, and then we brought those ideas in. Everybody contributed, and it just took it from there. It just took off.
We started out. We were going to be a cover band. I think originally we were rehearsing cover materials and cover songs, and all of us were kind of not feeling it too much. And I don't know if it was Larry or Al, one of you guys said, well, we've got some stuff. And we said, well, let's hear it. And from there, it just took off.
Now, Steve, you were the bass player. That sounds a whole lot like a Rickenbacker bass throughout the album.
Oh, yeah. It was.
Are you still playing it?
My first one, not that one, but I have one now. I've been through 3 actually. But I've got a Rickenbacker now. Love them.
So the album never was released in 73. You guys recorded this thing, and then the band broke up, and that was it. I mean, how did it come about that like 19 years later they dropped the CD? In what, like 92, I think?
I think through Easter Island Mark Maselli. got a
Oh,
deal with that
oh.
company, and he recommended them to us and us to them. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mark's been
we've
pretty
had Mark
helpful.
on the show. We've had
Yes.
Mark on the show. He's another one. Easter Island, another great American prog band. Oh, that's a good story.
Yep.
And then,
I was in the group for about 2 days.
oh, were you really? Oh, Mark's
One
a good
job.
guy. We had him on the show not too long ago. Their debut album also was reissued by the great and powerful D's Case PQR people. Once again, I just want to say what an amazing job they're doing reissuing some of the greatest music of all time. Look at that. Look at that album cover. Look
Yes.
how gorgeous it is. And just in case you didn't know, and I didn't know either, apparently PRE stands for Progressive Rock Experience. Larry, did you come up with that?
Yes. I told George about it, and he took it from there.
I love it. I think it's cool. Now, with all PQR releases, you get the one sheet with the info of the band, pictures and lyrics and stuff like that. But let's have a look at this vinyl, shall we? Oh, let's look at this. You guys need this in your collection. I'm telling you, I wouldn't steer you wrong. Oh, look at that vinyl. Oh, my goodness. Woo! Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. So beautiful. Yeah, absolutely a great addition to anyone's prog rock collection. So do yourself a favor, go to D's Case PQR and pick up a copy of PRE. And while you're there, you can pick up a lot of stuff because he's got a really good catalog started. And how's it been working with those people?
It's been good. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for a better person to trust my music with than George. He's been very helpful.
He cares. And I think that's different. A lot of people you deal with in the music business, like we were talking about, right? It's business first and music second. And I think it's always going to be a business concern somewhere in there, but you should put the art first, right? I mean, it's the music that matters at the end of the day, right?
That's correct.
That conversation always starts off with what you good people need to know. And then it goes from there.
Oh, it does indeed. It does indeed, especially with George. But so back in 73, you guys have a band. You're thinking about doing covers and all that kind of stuff, but you realize, you know what, we can compose our own material. What kind of stuff were you listening to that informed some of that music that you were writing? Because I hear a lot of different bands, in the background. I'm just curious what kind of stuff you guys were listening to back then.
Close to the
Anything
edge.
interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of
ELP.
prog groups like Yes and Genesis, ELP, and even a mix of things like Allman Brothers,
Yeah.
some other things
Jeff
like
Beck.
Yeah, Jeff
Oh,
Beck.
yeah. Definitely Jeff Beck.
It's
Small
funny.
orchestra too.
You mentioned people like the Allman Brothers and Jeff Beck, and they fit very comfortably within the progressive rock umbrella. I think I've always felt the Allman Brothers were extremely progressive, more so than their Southern rock brethren. Although Leonard Skinner used the Mellotron, so they weren't immune to being prog influenced. But I always felt the Allman Brothers had a lot of progressive rock in them, and a lot of people want to argue with me about that. But I'm like, brother, listen to them. You'll see what I'm talking about. But so
they kind of put a progressive spin on blues-based rock, I think, and that was a really interesting thing to hear back then, especially.
Absolutely, and super talented boy. I always like to think about the what ifs. The what ifs of the world. What if Bon Scott hadn't died, right? And one of the biggest what ifs is what if the Allman Brothers could have kept going into the 80s, into the 90s. What in the world would they have been able to accomplish? I think they could have been one of the biggest bands in the history of rock music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very
They
talented.
still were even then.
They were, yeah, exactly. But it was cut short, and we never saw what could have been. So I love playing those little what could have been kind of games. And it ties right into PRE, man. What could have been? What if you guys hadn't have broken up in 73? What if a label maybe had come across this music in 73 or 74 and wanted to put some money into it? do you guys ever stop and think about that kind of stuff? Because this record is good enough. It absolutely could have been the stepping stone to some absolute greatness. Do you ever play those little games in your mind?
Occasionally, I often think about what would have happened if Clyde Davis hadn't been ushered out the door the day we were there.
Oh, that sounds like a story.
We
Yeah,
had an
and
interview
Stuart
with CBS. Yeah, once you tell it, Steve, you tell it better than I do.
Well, we drove to New York because back then you couldn't just send your files on the internet.
Right. Yeah.
And stayed in Midtown Manhattan, and we had an appointment with Stuart Love at CBS, and got up there and got in his office. And while we were there, the phone rang, and the call that he got was to fire him. Right, Al? Isn't that right?
He was being told he had a guest, had a person visiting him.
Ah,
The FBI.
FBI.
Yeah.
So they were walking out when we were walking out. So
we heard some pretty cutthroat things about CBS and about the offices in Black Rock and stuff. Like people could go to lunch and they'd come back, and because the offices had movable walls, they could come back and their office would just be gone and their stuff would be in the hall. So maybe that wasn't going to be a good fit for us. And anyway.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, you might have dodged a bullet with that one.
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. So the band breaks up in 73. We got 19 years till the CD comes out. You guys had to have been doing something in the interim. Were you guys staying busy with music? Did you get out of the industry and move on to other things? What were those intervening years like?
Steve had a music store.
Yeah.
So he had access to people coming in, to play in his store and so forth. Larry and I were playing in a couple of bands that played cruise ships.
Oh, wow.
So we got to stroll around with the martinis and just play 2 hours a day.
Oh, so you did the cruise ship thing, huh?
Yeah. We've stayed in touch. We're currently, I started doing a solo album. Both Steve and Larry have joined some on a lot of it. And we're going to try to release that in April.
Okay. Is the material all written? Are you laying down tracks now? How far along are you?
All that part's done. Now it's just a matter of mixing and cleaning up little things.
Okay,
And then
interesting.
the pressing time.
Are you going to market it as an Al Collinsworth album, or are you coming up with a clever name?
Yeah. Well, we had a working title of Après Pre, After Pre. So
that's not
where
bad.
It started.
That's not bad. I kind of like that. That's decent, especially given the fact that I live a mile from Ohio's premier ski resort, Mad River Mountain. Oh, yeah. I can see Mad River Mountain from my window right here. Oh, look at that ski lift. Yeah, all 300 feet of it. It's a mighty mountain. Oh, yeah. 300-foot drop. Definitely not a double black diamond type of situation there. But, yeah, so what kind of music are you currently working on? Would you consider it progressive rock still, Al? Or
yeah, I would. I'd also consider a couple of songs progressive country and progressive folk. And it's all over the place in many ways.
You see, you can put the word progressive in front of everything and make it prog. It's progressive bluegrass. Okay, whatever. Why not? It's progressive salsa. All right, fine.
Well, you look at groups like the Punch Brothers and the banjo player, I'm trying to think of his name. Anyways, he toured with Chick Corea. I saw him and Chick Corea play. Chick played piano and this guy played banjo.
That was the Bela Fleck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're very progressive.
Bela Fleck's awesome.
Whiz.
Yeah.
If you go see the Punch Brothers, and I've seen them a few times. I remember the last time I saw them, I thought, this is a progressive rock band masquerading as a bluegrass trio.
Yeah. and it's weird once you become like a progressive rock fan, you start listening to prog rock. I start hearing it everywhere, man. It's just really weird. It's like I'm listening to the radio and I'm listening to the new Harry Styles song. And I'm like, man, that sounds like Peter Gabriel. That sounds very progressive to me. And you start hearing it in different places. And my wife's like, you're just obsessed. There's nothing prog about Harry Styles. And I'm like, there is, I swear to God, you're wrong. And we start hearing it everywhere. It's like looking at clouds, right? You look at that cloud long enough, you're going to see, Satan or a bunny rabbit. Same thing with listening to music. You listen to a song long enough, maybe you'll just hear prog rock. You'll hear Close to the Edge somewhere in that new Katy Perry single. But so what have you guys been listening to? Anything current catching your ear? Any newer artists or newer music that you've been listening to?
I started listening to Emily King. She's really good. She's from Brooklyn, and her parents were jazz musicians. Hung around with John Coltrane, and she's a really good singer. She's I think she's prog, but she's rhythm and blues too.
Yeah. Larry, any Steve, you been listening to anything?
I haven't been listening to too much outside right now because I'm trying to work on some of my own material, and I don't want to be too overly influenced. But they're Punch Brothers are a favorite of mine, and the new John Anderson album was really good. It
was fantastic.
So I really enjoyed that. And,
apparently, there's a new album coming out for 2026. The second John Anderson and the Band Geeks album. Oh, yeah.
Those guys are great.
Really, really cool. Now, as far as like new stuff, I'm gonna recommend something to you. I think you might appreciate it. Sunday on the program, I've got Michael Nesmith's son, Christian Nesmith. He and his significant other have been doing music for 20 years together. And it was like a lot of covers and what they called cowboy jazz. And then apparently they woke up one night and decided they wanted to do a prog rock album. And I thought, oh, no, that's going to be terrible. Oh, man. Christian Nesmith, Circe Link, Arcana. This thing is 10 out of 10. Who knew? I even hear prog in the Monkees now. It's just incredible. It's everywhere. But, the Monkees did have one of the very first uses of a Moog synthesizer in recorded music, so why not?
Anything can
hung out
happen.
with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
So
where is home? Are we? We always think about we think about Kentucky Fried Prog. Are we still living in Kentucky, or where are we at these days? Where's home?
Lexington.
I'm in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Larry.
Oh yeah,
I'm in
Portsmouth. Yeah, the pill mill capital of the world.
You got it.
Yeah. Oh, I miss it. Oh, I miss those pill mills. Oh, when life was good. Oh, wait a second. That wasn't good. There's nothing good about drug addiction. What am I talking about here? Oh, another. Yep. Ohio. I love Ohio.
There's more behavioral health clinics here than probably anywhere, it seems like.
Yeah. Portsmouth's a weird part of the state. I'm up here in Bell Fountain, which is right smack dab in the middle of nowhere, just how I like it. It's awesome. There's nothing around but cows and Trump flags.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah. Ohio and Kentucky are kind of the same thing these days.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of daylight between them. Only, oddly enough, I think Kentucky's more liberal than Ohio now. You all have a Democratic governor. I don't think Ohio will have a Democrat running the state ever again. But we digress.
I'm in Western Kentucky in a little town called Hopkinsville. We're about 70 miles north of Nashville.
Oh, nice.
So live music is easily accessible from here.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of cows there, too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's America. We're Americans around here, man.
Yep.
So any plans on, I know you're getting the band back together, more or less doing your solo material, Al. Any ideas about maybe just going that extra step and calling it a pre-reunion?
Well, we've talked about it. It's just kind of, I think money is a big issue.
Yeah.
I wish I had more.
No, you'll be losing. It's a losing proposition. Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
If you decided to, venture forth with it, you'd be losing money either way. But it's just for the fun of it, right?
Well, if we did anything, we'd probably do it on a digital scale where we swap files back and forth and kind of collaborated that way. I think would be the easiest way to go about it right now.
Yeah, and that's
we all have studios.
Everybody's got a studio. It's just amazing. Everybody's got a studio. Everybody's got the ability to, lay down tracks. If you've got a smartphone,
Yep.
It comes with GarageBand built right on it. It's just incredible. So, and anybody can record, anybody can put stuff out, and that's a double-edged sword, because it kind of dilutes everything that's out there. I read somewhere that there's 10 million songs being uploaded to SoundCloud every day.
Wow.
So how are you going to get noticed? How are you going to stand out? Well, we went over that already. Masks. That's how you do it, boys and girls. I'm just telling you right now. It's free advice from someone who knows. You're welcome.
I have a mask.
Oh, here we go. Unprompted. That's an unbearable. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm famous now.
Hey, absolutely. Next time you play live, Al, you got to wear that mask. That bear mask. People will be talking about that for
well,
weeks.
We worked on the cruise ship.
Did you?
We had to do a rock and roll night, and also had to do Billy's People night too. And I was the Coca-Cola bear.
No.
I don't remember what you were, Larry. You were Elvis a couple of times.
I was Elvis a couple of times, and Willie Nelson one time, and
Billy Ray one time, or Jeff was Billy Ray.
That wasn't me.
That was Jeff. That's the other drummer.
Yeah.
So what was it like working on the cruise ships? I've known quite a few people who've played on the cruise ships, and I've heard some people absolutely loved it. Some people thought it was the worst gig they ever had. What was your experience?
For me, I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I
fun.
just couldn't keep it up.
No.
We were considered a show band and not in the orchestra. The orchestra had to work a lot more than we did. I think we had 20 hours something a week, and part of it was for rehearsal if we wanted to. So we didn't really work a lot, but we had full passenger status and we could go wherever we wanted to do, and no curfews. A lot of the workers on those cruise ships have curfews and not allowed in certain areas too, but we had no problem. So that's why it was a lot of fun for me, because I could just do whatever I wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
Well, Larry got to do the Hawaiian to Alaska tour.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Was Jim Neighbors? Was it Jim Neighbors that was the headline?
Jim Neighbors came on, and he would hang out with the band after he did.
Really? I was at the Indianapolis 500 one year, and now singing our national anthem. It's Jim Neighbors. I'm like, oh, what? Gomer Pyle, and then he's singing. It's like, wait a second. Where'd that voice come from, man?
And he had a show he would do for the cruise ships, and he would get on there for 2 or 3 days because he had a big macadamia farm in Hawaii. So when we went there, he would come on the cruise for 2 or 3 days and then go back to his farm.
Wow, macadamia farm in Hawaii. Life is rough.
Yep.
Gomer's nuts.
These nuts, Gomer. These nuts.
He was nuts too.
Oh, that's cool. I love meeting weird people tangentially involved in the music industry, or one of my greatest memories was back in 1984, I think. The circus was in town. And I was living in Florida. The circus was in town. And who walks into the record store that I was working in? Tiny Tim. He came into my
music store.
Yeah.
He came into my music store one time.
So the circus was going to be in town for 2 weeks. So I'm like, you know what? There's nothing much to do in Fort Pierce, Florida. There's a good chance he's going to come back to the mall. I'm bringing my ukulele into the store just in case. Just in case. And wouldn't you know it, the very next day in walks Tiny Tim, and I throw him a ukulele. Next thing you know, he's jumping up on the cash wrap. He's, playing his ukulele, singing and stuff. That dude knew a lot about music history, man.
Yep.
If you ask him what was the biggest song in 1923, he'd not only tell you, he'd tell you every single song that charted that year. He was like this weird reservoir of bizarre trivia that no one needs to know. But he was a real blast to be around.
I had a interesting encounter one time with a Prog person when I was working at the first music store after I got out of the band and got back to town. A guy came in and he was selling, I don't even remember what he was selling, some kind of guitar line or amplifier line or something. And I got to looking at him and thought, boy, this guy looks familiar. Turns out he had been the drummer for Flash.
Oh.
You remember Flash?
Oh yeah, Peter Banks.
Peter Banks, yeah. And this was his gig now. He, after
Wow.
Flash broke up, he moved to the States and got a job working for, it might have been GNL or somebody. He was trying to sell guitars. He was going around from music store to music store in a little beat up used car.
Wow. I love that first Flash album.
Yeah, it was a great album.
The second album, third album were good, but I think they messed up. They should have done everything in their power to get Tony Kaye in as a full-fledged member. Because then if you would have had Peter and Tony, every Yes fan in the world would have been totally in lockstep with anything Flash did. And that didn't quite happen that way. But, man, they were cool. That was a cool band. Can't imagine him coming in just off the street. That's cool. You never know. It's like there's a dude that I just found out used to play in Megadeth that lives like 2 miles from me. It's like, what? How's that even possible? I didn't even know. So the world is a very small place.
Yeah. One of my encounters was I was playing in a cover band in a hotel in Radisson in Lexington, Kentucky, and ELP were playing across at Rupp Arena. Well, they came in after their gig.
Whoa.
Greg Lake and Emerson, and they went up to our hotel rooms and drank wine with us and partied. It's pretty neat.
That's awesome. I love stories like that because you never know. And it's like that when you're playing live too. You're playing in a bar, right? You're playing in some crappy band. You never know who's going to walk in, man. I remember one time I'm playing in this crappy covers band, just terrible. We were awful. There's nothing good about it. We just formed for the money. And we're playing a Cars song. And in walks Elliot Easton, guitar player extraordinaire for the Cars. And I'm trying to play his solo, right? And it's like, I'm nowhere near as good as him, first of all. Second of all, I'm right-handed. So none of his licks made sense for a right hand. It was so weird. I could never get it right. It was just awful. It was terrible. After the show, he comes up to me and says, man, please don't ever butcher my songs ever again. Oh, no. And I'm like, if I knew you were coming, we would have taken that out of the set, my friend. But yeah, you never know who's going to walk in. I was in a band where we were doing just acoustic stuff, like two guys sitting down, playing acoustic guitar and doing covers and stuff, which is actually the way to go. If you want to be in a covers band, here's another tip for you musicians out there. Don't be in a 6-piece band. Right? The club's going to give you $500 for the night. Why would you want to split that 6 ways? Be in a 2-piece band, 2 acoustic guitar players. Now you can play any club. There's not going to be a single club owner or promoter going to be like, you're too loud, right? You can play anywhere with that format. You don't have to split the money a million ways. So I'm in some club, the Beached Whale in Fort Myers Beach, and I'm playing some AC/DC track, and who walks in but Cliff Williams, bass player for AC/DC. I guess he has a house in Fort Myers Beach, and after the gig, he's like, "Man, that's genius what you guys are doing. Just 2 guys playing acoustic guitars, and you could play at dinner theaters or whatever because you don't have to worry about the decibel level." So
it's definitely economics too.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't want to split that money 6 ways. You got to be kidding me, man. I'm greedy.
When Al and I were playing in a band in Pennsylvania, we played a club called Mel's Lounge in Perth Amboy. And in walks this guy, and Mel introduced us to him. And he said, well, I just got signed with my band to CBS. And I said, well, who is that? He said, well, it's Bruce Springsteen. Easter.
Never heard of him.
We had never heard.
Yeah, who's that guy?
He brought his Clarence. He brought his sax in. He played most of the night with us.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Really? Wow. That's pretty cool.
The big man.
He was actually really, really good player.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I bet he was. Yeah, that's the fun part about being out there playing. You never know who you're going to meet. That's the fun thing about music is, you know, it's a big world, but it's kind of a small community when you break it down. And my guests today, I need to bring this up occasionally because you never know who's tuning in and who's not. It's boys and girls. Their debut album, recorded in 1973, finally sees the light of day on vinyl. Oh, look at these good looking guys. Oh yeah, there's Dwight.
Many years ago.
That's you, Steve. You got
That's
hair
me
back then.
with
Look at that
hair. Yeah. Yeah, I have fond memories of hair.
D's Case PQR, boys and girls. I'm going to show the vinyl one more time because it's absolutely beautiful. And we need to sell out. We need to sell all of these. That's our goal. Very cool record. If you like.
Talk about delayed gratification, 53 years ago, 53 years ago. That's
awesome.
What we were after was a piece of vinyl with all our music on it. And
Yep.
finally, after all
I've always felt, and maybe it's because I was born in 62 and I'm a child of the 70s, but I've always felt if you don't have vinyl, you're not a real band. If you're just doing digital or CDs, that's not a real band right there. No, absolutely. You got to have vinyl. It's like the final thing you need to do to be, actually legit in every way possible. And there's nothing that's not legit about the album. Absolutely stellar. I really like the new song sequence. Before we went on the air here, I was talking to Al about how we changed the song sequence a little bit from the CD. I like the change. I think it flows better. The CD started out kind of slow and acoustic-y. That Al Collinsworth 12-string guitar work and stuff. It's nice and pretty, but you kind of want an album to start out a little bit more, with some oomph. And this one does it. I implore each and every one of you to go to D's Case PQR, pick up a copy of Pre. You're not going to be disappointed. When have I ever steered you guys wrong? Come on, let's be honest. Let's be honest. In the 5 years I've been doing the Prog Corner, have I ever steered you wrong? Of course I haven't, and I never will. Anyway, it's been my absolute honor to have Al and Larry Collinsworth and Steve DeMoss from Pre on the show. Fellas, you got anything you want to say to the peeps before we go?
Oh, it's been our pleasure to be with you, Scott. It's been great.
Yes. And go check the album, people.
Absolutely.
Go buy the
we
album.
Didn't mention
please.
this. We started out in Steve's apartment that had a dirt floor, so we came from an apartment with a dirt floor. Kind of real
Really?
Kentucky style. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Not
Oh,
really.
that's a good
But
story right there.
we did practice in an unheated basement
Yes.
Even better.
while we were working the tunes up. And then, I've got a picture of Al huddled down on the floor sitting on a beanbag chair with his coat on because he was so cold.
It was an overcoat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, the good old days of being broke
yeah.
and cold and hungry. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. But, from those trials and tribulations, from all the struggles of our youth, there's something about being broke that just brings out greatness artistically. I don't know what it is, man, but every artist I know, as soon as they got their first million, their songs started sucking.
They get
I'm sorry they did. I'm looking at you, Bruce Springsteen. You were great, and then you got rich, and then you sucked. I'm looking at you, Bono. You two was amazing. You guys were incredible, and then you became multimillionaires, and your songs started sucking. It just happens. It just happens. Once you're rich, how are you going to sing about, life is so tough, and it's so rough? No one's going to believe you, bro. You live in a mansion. Shut up. Anyway, my guests today were Pre, the great Kentucky prog rock band. Oh, thank you, gentlemen. I really, really appreciate you guys. Be sure to join me Sunday. Oh, man, I mentioned it before. I'm going to mention it again until the cows come home. It's Cersei Link and Christian Nesmith. The album is called Arcana, And I know it came out in 2024, and I don't normally talk about old album. Yeah, I'm talking about an album from 1973 today. Who am I kidding? Yeah, this old thing from 2024. It's going to blow your mind, boys and girls. Cersei Link, Christian Nesmith, one of the best albums I've heard this century. And they are going to be my special guests Sunday at 11 a.m. And I'm going to bring with me none other than Notes Reviews and Nathan on Shuffle, two of the greatest YouTubers on earth. We're going to have a good old time talking to those clowns. Oh, yes, indeed. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you. Peace in the Middle East. Free the Ukraine. Free Tibet. Free your mind. Free beer. Free Willie. Free the Epstein files. And God save that king. Oh, no, save King Chucky the Third. 1, 2, 3. That boy's got that cancer. Bring him to America. Bring him to Ohio. Oh, it's the heart of America. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed, he do. And then we got spells. We got incantations. We got thoughts. We got prayers. Oh, yeah, we're going to drink some poison. And then we're going to dance with snakes. Oh, they're Kentucky snakes. Yes, they are, boys and girls. Oh, yeah, them snakes ain't going to bite me because I got the armor of God on me. They're not going to. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. I'll see you guys Sunday. Peace in the Middle East.